Here's part 2 of what I was supposed to do yesterday, but I had no time. That's the reason I do part 2. So now we're continuing where we left off, talking about this book here, Invincible Iron Man by Gerry Duggan, Volume 2, The Wedding of Tony Stark and Emma Frost. So, okay, we picked up where we talk about the fact that Captain Krakoa is attacking DC, so they go investigate that. Well, then, of course, later on that night, they would see a Stark Sentinel attacking a meeting of the Hellfire Club. Yes, the Hellfire Club. Where Emma Frost is there with Wilson Fisk. Wilson Fisk is there for a reason. So, we'll get to it. Of course, Iron Man takes up the Sentinel. And, of course, yeah, and of course, someone's like, wait a minute, interrupting here. Captain Cortex DC, you're skipping out your party to business with Zaros. You low self-righteous imbecile. Your machines attacked the Gela, kill scores of our state function action. You have the goal of something like that? It's done. You won't regret this, Frost. Wait, American Corps were attacked. I had no idea. I was dealing with the situation in an attempt to make on Captain America's life. Well, at least he had an Avenger that I would miss. So we played in monstrosities. I told you last regular that everything was turning to crap, and you don't listen. You listen because we are here. As Sentinels with my technology, I couldn't exactly disappear the more build size of, and the Sentinels tries to swap him, and it was but to smush him. And of course, Fisk leaves. Emma Frost does her little thing, and the Stark Sentinels basically are fighting each other, two of them. Looking for remains the X-Men. Give me a sign. Anthony wake up, and of course, basically like, and of course gets him to calm down. But lucky enough, basically the stop, surrender. You want the Iron Man suit? Take it. Don't kill this woman. She's guilty. If she commits the crime, then if she's due a fair trial. Pause period protocols. Yep. Yeah, and then of course, basically then he proceeds to say rescue and puts the armor on Frost and flies away. Anthony, no, stop her. We need her dead alive. You want me dead, so go ahead. Kill the Avenger on the street, you'll be dead by dawn. Yeah, he's right about that. If he kills an Avenger, basically he'll be public enemy number 1 because the Avengers are public heroes. He's like, yeah. Now, yeah, this is the guy who the house takeover for Stark Unlimited. Stark Unlimited was actually started in the previous. Actually, I'm trying to think. I think it may have been the previous line for the series. No, I think Stark Unlimited was started with Dan Slott's run. So, deal with that, and of course, basically, then we have a conversation between Emma Frost and Tony about having rock bottom, and then apparently that the massacre made the Daily Bugle. Actually, think that they poisoned the medicines the mutants make. And of course, basically, he walks off, talks to She-Hulk. She-Hulk basically tells him, yeah, She-Hulk finds out the fact that Rhodey is getting beaten up in prison, and the warden is doing nothing. Yep, and fixing his armor. Though eventually the whole thing with Rhodey is kind of fixed a little bit, the prison side of it. So, and of course, Tony throws his armor at Stark headquarters. He says, call if they attack on road or suffer consequences. Yeah, and he goes to the guy running like, well, I have no idea what you're referring to. Is your friend discovered in jail? I'm going to get your demonic on your. And of course, basically, and of course, puts on a wig, and of course, then he meets up with Emma Frost, who's still in the same room, sitting. And then, of course, they got me a genius idea at the cover. Having her put on disguise. And then Then they go to the Hellfire Club, where we're introduced to the new White King of the Hellfire Club, Wilson Fisk. Yes, Wilson Fisk. Now, oh boy, issue 10. Now, let me show you out the full cover for issue 10. Let's see if I can find it here. Because when this cover was announced, if I can find it here, where's that page here? Here we go. When this cover was first shown, a lot of people were upset. Not due to the wedding itself. No, no, no. Look who's sitting on Straxer's shoulder. Miss Marvel. Yeah, believe it or not, Marvel had the goal to release this cover just barely a week after she had been killed in Amazing Spider-Man. Yes, this is nothing on the artist. It's nothing on Gerry Duggan, who drew this cover, or the editor. Somebody in Marvel Comics, it's like, okay, the whole issue is basically the wedding of Emma Frost and Tony Stark. Fine. But the problem is poor timing. That was the problem with this cover. What they should have done was release an alternate cover because they had just killed Kamala Khan. She had just died. And then we see her here alive with no explanation. She had just been killed by the emissary Amazing Spider-Man, and then she shows up here sitting on her shoulder like it was nothing. And speaking of Spider-Man, he's sitting right there on the post. Yeah. So, Marvel rightly got a lot of flack for this cover. A lot of flack. Not for how it's drawn, because of one character. Yes. All because of the placement of Kamala Khan in the cover. You could have, I don't know, covered it up a little bit until the issue came out that she's going to be in the issue. But no, you announced this freaking cover prior, like, just after she just died. She had been dead for not even a week or two at most, and you announced this freaking cover that she's back. She ain't even dead. Like, my God. If I were Marvel Comics, I would have basically held off from releasing this cover. Like, release an Ultra version cover that didn't freaking include her. Yes. Because I saw this cover, and everybody else saw this cover when it was first solicited. And all the rest of the covers got good praise. This cover, oh my gosh. This was probably by far, in my honest opinion, probably the most negatively received cover I have ever seen. Yeah, so Rhodey goes to Time in the Yard. Meanwhile, there's a party going on. So, Tony Stark is a Black King now. Excuse me, Hellfire Club, yeah. So, he has assumed the position held by Sebastian Shaw. Does this mean he's a leader of the Imperial? Is this mean he's Lord Imperial because Sebastian Shaw was that for a long time? No, there's nothing that states here at all that he is in fact the Lord Imperial. The Lord Imperial, the way it works in the X-Men books, is that this is the person in charge of a specific branch of the Hellfire Club. There are confirmed 3 different branches in Marvel Comics. There is the New York branch, there is London, and then there's Hong Kong. Unknown if there's any more. At one point, Sebastian Shaw ran the Hong Kong one. And also, there have been period of times where the Hellfire Mansion has been abandoned. And I'm like, and here's the weird thing. Like, it has never confirmed who actually owns the Hellfire Mansion. Yes, it's just a mansion, just used by the Hellfire Club for their parties, or whenever they attack the X-Men. Who owned the building? Never revealed. Chris Claremont himself has never stated who actually owned the building in the comics. If I would take a guess, it was I'm thinking it probably wouldn't be Sebastian Shaw. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Emma Frost who owned the building. So Rhodey gets beaten up by these thugs, and then he's saved by, I kid you not, the frickin' Sandman. along with a living laser. Now you're thinking, wait a minute. Why in the world is there a Spider-Man villain appearing in an Iron Man comic? It's not the first time. The first noteworthy time I could think of was probably the Chameleon in Kraven Hunter back in the 60s. So, not the first time. But Sandman, as far as I can tell, he's never appeared in Iron Man before part of this book. Nope. So they agree to work together, and of course, well, Emma sees him, and of course, basically, like, he knows what it is. Of course, she kicks him in the balls, takes the thing, and of course, and then this leads into a potential wedding. Yes. Yeah, a wedding between Emma Frost and Tony Stark. Yeah, it's a fake wedding. So, it's a fake wedding attended by one person. So, it's assumed that he married her. And we even have this really good image here of Emma Frost in her classic costume from the 80s. And you have Iron Man in his Mark I outfit. And then you have her looking into the mind of... I can't remember this guy's name. And so, inside, apparently, the guy who's been seeing the whole comic is a robot, and apparently this is not the real one. This is basically a stand-in for the real one. So, apparently, look through his memories. So, apparently, this guy was a mutant. His parents mutants, but he had no mutant power of his own. Now, I'm thinking, wait a minute. A guy who is the son of two mutants, and he has no powers, and he hates mutants. Why does this sound so very familiar? Because Gerry Duggan had the character have a ripoff of believe it or not, Graydon Creed's backstory. This is literally Graydon Creed's backstory. Yeah. Gerry Duggan is given the same exact backstory to this guy. But at least, here's the thing. They don't. At least that. See, Graydon Creed, his parents are Sabretooth and Mystique. Him, they don't say who his parents are. So, then of course, Tony is sort of made an unofficial X-Men. After marrying Emma Frost, they go on their honeymoon. Like your armor. And he says, "Thank you, dear." And he puts on the stealth outfit, goes out. Goes to... I'm thinking this is probably the Ice Palace owned by... Because I'm thinking this place here that he goes to, it's in North Pole. I think this is Iceman's Palace. Yes. The White Palace. Actually, no, this is Emma Frost's place. So, and they attack a bunch of super apes. Yes. Well, one ape, anyways. Who this guy is, I don't know. It's not Gorilla Man. So if I'm looking for it, he goes off, and then we see. So apparently, it's this big cane. So Carol tries to break it with her massive strength. By the way, the artist basically did remember that she had an update to her costume. Yes, when Alyssa Wong took over the book. They changed her costume. This is technically her new costume. And then Doctor Strange tries to break it. Doesn't work. Then Spider-Man. And then, of course, Tony figures, okay, how about give it to somebody who can really use this particular cane? So basically, then we have Rhodey on trial. No but no tenants. Yeah, the fact they can prove the fact he killed the Stark employee. There's a phone time, so. Yeah, and of course, confined. I'm like. Yeah, this is freaking, yeah. And of course, basically, she smashes the car and tosses it away. It says, "Don't hurt the car. Check the box for insurance." Yeah, and then of course, and then it's a little bit later reveal exactly who gets the cane. And of course, you have Emma very weirdly drawn here, where the way her outfit is here in this picture, it seems as though that the artist apparently didn't know exactly how to draw a belly properly. Emma Frost is usually, and of course she's training with Riri, and of course she's usually picked this. It's like has a messed up belly button for some reason. I'm not sure why. Though here's the thing, you might be thinking, has Emma Frost ever actually had any children? She does kind of have children, but they're clone daughters. They're not actually, well, from her. They're basically clone daughters, the Zephyr Cuckoos. She has never confirmed to actually have any children, per se. So, then of course, then we have Tony meet up. We have Thanksgiving with some mutants, which basically, the ones in here are Deadpool, Snake, Talon, Quicksilver, Miss Marvel, who's alive, Captain America, Rogue, and of course a toast. And then the book ends with, oh, it's the Anthony medal. It's basically Iron Man as a saint, which is funny. Yeah, I found that'd be so funny. I do like the stuff in here per se. There's a couple things I didn't like though, and anybody might agree with me. Issue 10's cover, just the appearance by the Kamala Miss Marvel, which bad timing on that part. The other is basically like, oh, whole Rudy's in jail instead of, put him on bail. Like, here's the thing. There's one particular thing that they're missing in relation to Rhodey being in jail. This Stark employee he's accused of murdering. There is no motive. How did he kill him? Everything gets armor. He didn't have his armor on him when he was arrested. So, yeah, basically the state of Texas, who had written in this book, is that they're basically trying to convict him on no evidence at all. Yeah, this probably plays in the fact that some cases are like this. Like, it's written here, like what you reread it here, is that the state of Texas has nothing on Rhodey. Nothing. They are accusing him of murder, and there is zero evidence like, oh, they found the victim's phone. Okay? So, you keep him in jail instead of, how about release on bail? He's not going to leave town. Oh, they keep him in jail because he's a celebrity. You could, I don't know. How about put him on house arrest? That'd be better than being in frickin' jail getting beaten up. Like, it's like basically Gary Duggan. I'm not sure what his deal is with correction officers. Like, is he going with the stupid stereotype that some people think the cops are racist? Even though no, that is not true. It is a quarter fraction of them. Because the officers I know are not racist at all. The sheriff of my county is not racist. So the whole stigmata that cops are racist is stupid. And the fact that it should be just dropped. And I'm thinking that's what Duggan is doing here. He's writing police officers in the Marvel comic universe, well, specifically in the state of Texas, to be either racist or completely incompetent at their job. I don't know exactly what in the world Gary Duggan was thinking when it comes to this, but I like Tony's stuff in here. I think Tony's stuff was fine. I think the Emma Frost stuff was fine. But that is just my personal theory on the matter. Alright? We give the book roughly an 8.5 out of 10. There's many points why I couldn't give it at least a 9 or 9.5 because there's so much negativity towards some of the stuff in here. Alright, next up we have some more positive. We have Batman Justice Buster. Volume 2. Yes. Now, this manga, of course, the two creative people working on this book is Eiichi Sezumio and Tomoharu Samaguchi. Mostly put is just Batman. By the way, the chapters in here are chapters 7 to 13 of this manga. I don't know if this is publishing or not. It's mostly put just Batman establishing his own. He also runs the Superman here. He also meets Jason Todd in this story. Yes, Jason Todd is also some PI stuff, and the fact he actually point like first as a kid he's given a bunch of pictures of who could possibly kill his parents, and Alfred doesn't believe, and of course he's not there in the picture, and then of course he remembers who did kill him. And I'm glad the writer of this manga remembered. It was Joe Chill. Yes, so it was originally published in Morning KC in chapters 38, 42, 47, 51. Combined issues 4 through 7, 8, 16, 21, and 2022. And here's Superman here. Yeah, it's a very interesting, still very interesting for what it is. I'm going to give this book a 9 out of 10. Okay, so that's the particular view. I'm going to go ahead and do my next comic corner and then probably call it a night at that point. So please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, and do not hit that dislike button. Okay? Next video. Bye.